Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for yet another match of the Oceania Sevens. This one will be the Black Ferns Ma taking on the Australians. Now, Ma does mean white, which is why the Black Ferns are wearing the white kit for this matchup, but they have got a few very good players out there. Sira Hirani is one who stands out, and she will have to have a big old game up against a physical Australian outfit. But Michaela Blyde, with that extra pace down the wing, should also be a crucial asset for New Zealand. Charlotte Caslick, Demi Hayes, looking through at that lineup. Also, I believe Lily Dick actually wearing the number 9 on her back today rather than the one like she normally is. And also Go New Zealand Go. So there's Red there and also Meow from It Was Betty there as well. So I'm waiting to see whether or not they do show the lineups for these two sides. It doesn't look like they have. Interesting. So they did have the lineups for the men's games, but they didn't have the lineups for the women's games. So hopefully it does all run smoothly for us. We will try our best to name as many players as we can. But now we are ready to go for the start of another match. And also New Zealand. And then also other teams updated on Rugby Challenge. They are only updated if you do have them downloaded from the Fan Hub. And also now this is the game I've been looking forward to, says Johnny Long and Strong with the eyes there. No one is allowed to know who the Whammin is or who the Whammin are. And the Wolf as well from Betty. That is going to be the penalty to New Zealand. Taking the quick dab now, Stacey Flula trying to drive forward nicely. Luckily for me, a few more of these Kiwi players are more well known. Teresa Fitzpatrick. Nice tackle made on her. It was Tegan Levi now passing back across. Brazier gives it off. Wow, that's a good attack and run from Michaela Blyde, but she was just as the dummy runner. Now still waiting for it. Now offloading it back to Brazier. Sira Hirani. One more pass on the outside. This is a good attack and run from the Black Ferns. Ma. Ball on the inside. This is actually the stronger of the two Kiwi sides from what we saw in their last matchup where they did end up playing each other. It was about a 10-point victory for the Ma over the Pungo. Now Brazier passes across one more time. Good attack and run, and Michaela Blyde gets to run it in. And that will now be the try for the New Zealanders. Right, we'll go like that. And that is going to be 5-0 early on in this game. And also, bro, sorry, I do not have the Discord anymore. This is my new phone I'm using for YouTube. Says it was Johnny Long and Strong in it there as well. And also has a Michaela Dodder here. Says Nov Mum, do you remember your password at all, Johnny? Well, the one, it's probably the hardest thing to remember right now, isn't it? And also we get the New Zealand. And there, and also the try. I think here, oh, that's not a good drop kick, unfortunately, just going short. It did go through the post, which should be worth at least 1 point, surely. But in the end, still going to be 5-0. For New Zealand now, but it's a great start. Michaela Blyde, it does look darker than normal, doesn't it? She's either dyed her hair or her eyebrows, but you're probably not allowed to ask which one. But now, about to be kicked off by the Black Ferns Ma. I remember a song that we used to sing at school. They had all of the Maori pronunciations, or kind of the translations of colours. I remember Kakariki was green, Kowhai was yellow. Karari might have been purple, maybe. Fitu might be red. I'm not too sure. I feel like I need to brush up on my Maori colours a little bit more. It's going to be now over the front, and New Zealand, they have got themselves another penalty. Kelly Brazier just not quite on the mark, though. And also, no, I don't remember my password. That's to Johnny Blaze. When I set it up, I was Blazed and couldn't remember 6 months down the track. Says Johnny Long and Strong. You know, that's a bit tricky. Although I was thinking about it, I was actually looking through at the Rugby League games. Or not the Rugby League games, the Rugby Sevens games coming up. And if George is round, there is a good chance that me and George could end up doing New Zealand versus Tonga for the commentary, if that is something you guys are keen on, if I can convince them that that is a good idea. And maybe me and George, because at least that way, like if we don't know any players, at least we don't know them together type thing. But that would be on the Kiwi Lad Sport, just because we don't know how copyright would go with a game of Rugby League. So yeah, Kiwi Lad Sport will be the way that we do go with that one. And that's actually monetized channel now, which is weird. The Kiwi Lad Sport. I don't know how it's got to 1,000, but it has a Ma is white. Feru, not Fitu, is red. Pungo is black. Kakariki is green. Karari, I think, is purple. Kowhai is yellow. And then there's a part where it just goes A, E, or U, which is kind of like the vowels in Maori. There you go. Who says that you don't learn in primary school? Not a lot of people, because primary school is probably a good opportunity to learn. I remember in primary school, I did maths, as everyone does. normally. They try and teach the youngins some numbers. And I actually remember doing a good few weeks of colouring in because it was kind of like you were supposed to set the pace of doing your own thing. Little did she know that I was just colouring in the same little tiny piece of paper for a good few weeks. And then all of a sudden she was like, hang on, you haven't done anything other than just that. Michaela Blythe trying to cut off. It was the toy there. Take it down and also, bro, it's all good. If there are, or there's all the YouTube rules, etc. Don't worry about that. It's all good. Thank you for your time, Ash. Says Johnny Long and Strong there. But yeah, we'll be on the Kiwi Lad Sport. Either way, we will be up on that channel, which I believe you are already, of course, subscribed to. I think you were one of the first on there as well, which is pretty insane because it was back in the Kiwi Lads podcast days. I feel like talking about YouTube rules and stuff and having George on a live stream is a recipe asking for disaster, isn't it? Because that man's vocabulary has about every swear word under the sun. And I use KiwiPass for my passwords. I need to remember one master password. Says Novmum there. So, yeah, that would be quite handy, wouldn't it? I feel like I should try and get a sponsored deal with one of those ones that do all the passwords. But then it's always weird because it would be unless you get a good one, someone's getting all your info. I think Stacey Flula now ball on the inside to Sheree Kaka now sitting 40 metres out from the line. Passing back across Kelly Brazier up to Sita Hirini. Looking to step, getting it going. For Sita Hirini, of course, plays for Wellington throughout Super Rugby. And the Farah Cup is coming back in not too much time at all, ladies and gentlemen. That will be in about 25 days or so. And also, speaking of, competitions, we've got Hawke's Bay. They will be taking on South Canterbury, the boys who are just up the road. I just hate technology, things, passwords for everything, apps. They want access to my microphone and phone camera and stuff. WF, you need that for full. Says Johnny Long and Strong. That's going to be the try for New Zealand. Madison Levi has made a last-ditch tackle, but it is still going to be the try for New Zealand. That will now make the score 12-0 with only a minute left on the clock. But yeah, everything in nowadays, it's like George was talking about the other day, literally everything you do, it seems to pop up on your Facebook recommended or something a day later or even an hour later. If I was to talk about pizza, you guys will probably get a Pizza Hut ad on my next video. Probably not, because I don't know whether or not it's that kind of quick. But if I said pizza 50 times, then you might get another video recommended that has pizza in it because of the subtitles type thing. So if I said no, and also they're watching us, so I have to put a piece of PVC tape over the two cameras as not to have those peeking weirdos watching me. Says Johnny Longstrong. And also, what's the thing about the NPC rugby game? Pretty much there is the Farah Palmer Cup coming up in only about 20 days' time. But on Wednesday, before the Māori All Blacks play Ireland, we are actually going to get to see some action between South Canterbury and Hawke's Bay. So we will be covering the commentary on that channel. That's a great chase down by Sheree Kaka, Australia. Now Demi Hayes going through. Oh, no, it's a good ankle tap there. And once again, she's got kicked in the face, though, in the process. Which is unfortunate. But now Dominic Detoy reaches out, scores the try in Australia. In fact, it was Madison Levi to get that. And also bottom of my live stream yesterday. Says Brandon there and also back. So welcome back, mate. I hope you are doing well. But it was a good run initially. Number 11 is normally Demi Hayes, but that is not Demi Hayes. Tarita, I believe they have just said as the name there. Hamish blue is Kikorangi. Green is Kakariki. Thiru red. Mangu is black. Or is it Mango? No, Pungo. Pungo is black, is it? Parauri is brown. Karaka is orange. And Kofai is yellow. Ah, I see. So I was a little bit off. That one's missed out to the side, just like that kick was a little bit off. And now the score at halftime. 12 points to New Zealand and 5 to Australia. And also last name is Kaka. Poor thing married up Gillies Kaka. And there I was Johnny Long Strong. Now 12 points to 5 here between the Black Ferns and the Kiwis, but only 7 minutes left to decide this game. At the moment, they are talking to Portia Woodman. She's not playing in this game. She is more of a, I guess you could say, a spectator's role. Okay, so she is saying that she does the warm-up, she does the training, but she doesn't get to play. She's pretty much on the sideline watching this one, get ready for the full live stream at 1 a.m., then 1:45 a.m., then 2:10 a.m., and then 4 a.m., says Brandon. So, okay. So she has actually said that it's a neck injury that's left her out. And she should have told her husband, bro, are you going to take my last name? No way on earth. I'm going to be named Kaka. And as says Johnny Longstrong, unless plot twist, maybe she isn't. Wait, or is she married? Do you actually know her husband? Maybe. Because if she's not married, then maybe there's still hope. But now, sitting on the halfway line, it will be New Zealand Ma who will be kicking off this one. Getting us ready to go. Currently sitting 12:30 p.m. almost here in New Zealand. So around the lunchtime rush, once we do end up finishing this live stream. Also, you can say I busy say up. And there, as I said, Brandon. But now we are rearing to go once again for another half of rugby. 7 more minutes. Like I mentioned, I am going to hopefully start my clock on the right time here, so it doesn't misbehave. But now we are ready to go. 3, 2, 1. Kicking off. And we are now good to go for one more half. 7 minutes and only 7 points separate these two sides. It's bouncing awkwardly. It's going to be taken nicely by New Zealand, just out from their own 22 now. Sarah Hirini, or in fact, just out from Australia's 22. Teresa Fitzpatrick gives it off to Kaka. One more ball on the outside, baby. Goes to Michaela Blyde. I like how I mentioned food and now I yawn. And the clock came as, yes, it's sitting on 0 in it. Hopefully, there we go. Has just started updating itself as well. So we've had 30 seconds. In fact, we've had 40. So what I will do is I will go like that. And then like that. There we go. Look at that. Shh. This is Betty. And there as well. I mean, I probably would have gone the full half without it happening. So that's probably a very good thing. Have it updated as well there. But now New Zealand, they are going to have to try and defend this line out. These games go by very quick. Like, no matter what, even if there's, like, no stoppages, it's just out and out pace. Now, number 8 is normally someone different to who number 8 is here. So I feel like anything that I know from past games, I need to completely forget. Because number 6, I believe, is Faith Nathan. That's beautifully stolen from New Zealand. The clean steal. Now, Teresa Fitzpatrick goes across to Kelly Brazier. Ball on the outside to Kaka. She has got Michaela Blyde with her if they do end up finding her. Nope, not quite. And it did end up being a knock-on against the Kiwis. And I was like, Kaka is that cringe sevens player guy, that modern men, fake grizzly man persona from the city, yet acts like he's from rural East Coast Māori. You know, Kaka, you are Kaka. Here's Johnny Long and Strong in there as well. See, I can't think of him off the top of my head, which I probably should be able to remember him. At the moment, the front row, I was going to say, and then I started yawning, and then it just sounded like I was going to the dentist, which would be unfortunate. Although they normally, like, if I sit down in the dentist chair, they're like, bit of a gap there and there, and I'm like, yep, same as last time. And then they just laugh at me. Now Brazier passes it across. Nice run from Hawthorne. She's got toe, and she has just gone all the way for the try once again. Pukekohe's getting lit up with tries. And that is going to be another try for the Black Ferns Ma. We have now been able to add themselves a few more points on the board. That's a lie. I just accidentally gave it to Australia. We'll take that back and we'll give it to the Kiwis. And now it is going to be 17 points to 5 in this matchup. And also we get their try to New Zealand. Here's Katie Dixon there. Oh, that's a rough kick. It's been shanked, I guess is the best way of describing that one. Now, 3 minutes left on the clock here. In fact, it's closer to 4. That's a good run forward from Hawthorne. Tyler Nathan Wong about to kick off this one. Plays for the Blues throughout the Super Rugby Aupiki recent season. So a few of these players have been well-known, established players in that first year of Super Rugby. Tyler Nathan Wong, her knee looks sore at the moment. It looks like it's got some heavy strapping all over it, trying to hold it in place. And at the park next to the Waikato River having cones, there's all these lycra-clad Karen-looking people on their push bikes all over us. I wonder if they can smell the skunk. You have a way with words, don't you, Johnny? Now that one is going to be in the hands of Tyler Nathan Wong if she gets the offload. She does, but she's just tackled herself. Hello, Mum. And now in the hands of the Australians. Nice run forward. Normally number 11 would be Demi Hayes, but for this one it is not, and she has got some pace, running hard. And this looks like it is going to be another try for the Australians. And they do end up getting that one. So I don't see much of Charlotte Caslick at this stage, or Demi Hayes. Lily Dick is coming off the bench in the later stages. I don't know whether or not we have got a Faith Nathan out there on the field, but that is another try for Australia. Nicely done. And yeah, there are some new faces, which I feel like is good to see, because at the end of the day, it doesn't count towards World Series. It doesn't count towards the World Series points, which helps you out. Oh, that kick has gone over. And now Australia making it just a little bit closer. Now score sitting 12 points to 17. Okay. Someone else is making their way out onto the field. It will be the number 3, who is normally Faith Nathan, but it is not. So someone's out there. She's going to kick it off as well.
Great commentary.
Tia Hines, who's made her way out there for Australia. Just takes a bit to get the brain rattled, doesn't it? Goes high. Not taken cleanly by Dominic DeToy. Or should I say Madison Levi? 1 minute 45 left. And they didn't show the lineups for this one either. They're just keeping it a secret.
Oh, keeping you on your toes,
It's cold, so the aroma is lingering around the air. It's foggy as well. You can tell it's not fog, though. It blends in well. We keep it cool in the car, bro. We good, says Johnny Long and Strong. And now Tyler Nathan Wong fires it across the brazier. Pop pass up. Nicely taken by Michaela Blight, who's getting picked up like she is some sort of small child. And they aren't letting her go. She's having a tantrum in the middle. She's trying to kick and scream and all sorts, but it's not going to work out. She's not letting go of the ball either in the process, though. And New Zealand's still going to hang on to this ball. Now Tyler Nathan Wong passes back across to Hawthorn once again, going through. She just seems to run and run some more. Although Dominic DeToy is right on her trail. She's saying, no, you don't. Getting back up to her feet. Find the offload back to Tyler Nathan Wong. Out to Brazier, who's juggled. She's kept it in, but it's gone out. And I was like, well, that's a tussle, says Katie. It was. It was a right tussle. And it did seem like some sort of, it almost looked like a fish out of water. You know, she didn't look like she was used to being picked up. You know, she likes the feet on the ground. Feet on fish, don't know if they're a thing. Do fish have feet? Don't know. No, I'm getting told. They got gills, though, don't they? It's not quite the same. That's like saying humans don't have feet. They also have mouths, though. Don't do the same thing. Someone's got a wedgie at the moment, unfortunately. Now passing it across Australia. They've got one last chance.
Have you had any sleep?
I had a bit of sleep. Knock on. And that will be the end of the game. New Zealand able to win it. 17 points to 12. Fish have fingers, though. Yeah, they are cooked up, aren't they? That's some crumb. They're nice, old fish fingers.
Oh, no.
And unless it's going to be the end. And fish have fins, Hamish. Yeah. I don't see them walking on them too well, I wouldn't think. Although there is, what's that one that walks? There's a fish that walks.
Is that
Enchilada, is it?
Oh, I can't remember.
There's one that's like weird. It's like a human swimming, I guess, or like a bear swimming. But they do, because they catch the salmon, don't they? So many tough questions in life, you know. It's all very deep, like the ocean. But nonetheless, New Zealand win. Mud skippers walk. Okay, so the mud skippers. And also we have got the axolotl. Says amazing animals. And axolotl is not a fish, says Mysterian. Well, there we go. But nonetheless, I guess that is going to be the end of the live stream. Snakehead fish and a fish called Wanda, says Sonomic. And there's thank you all very much for tuning in. Lungfish walk between pools. So yeah, they're like, no, this one's not quite the right temperature. I'm just going to Just going to cruise on over to the next one, see how it's going for me. My mum's looking at me so disappointed at the moment. And I was like, hey guys, I'm late, says Obi. Do you like rugby league?
Not the way we were playing it on Xbox.
Yeah. Oh, well, I guess that is going to be the end of this live stream. I do thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We will be back for either the Sevens tonight, but more than likely, we will be doing the Tonga versus New Zealand Rugby League game that is coming up at 5 p.m. on the Kiwi Lad Sport. Be sure to check it out. Thank you all very much for tuning in. I will see you all for the next one.